Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Simple Web App devlog, if you will. There's actually not much to report this week. All I was doing really was looking into my code and trying to understand where I was last time, what I was trying to do. I believe I was working on some forum stuff, so I'm trying to have a standard in how I make my forums and such. I worked a little bit on that. Um, I also was working on my drag and drop functionality. I'm not sure if it was or was not working the last time, but I made sure that it is working this time. And data does do get updated as expected, so that works. The next thing I'm gonna do is that a little bit of refactoring. So I was using an approach to avoid using JavaScript in my project where when you toggle things on and off, so like when you toggle a menu or when you toggle a drop, yeah, something like a drop down menu or a theme or toggle some kind of animation, I would usually have a checkbox before that element. The checkbox would be hidden, and the element that you click on would be a label, and it would refer to that checkbox with a specific ID. And once you click on a label, um, the click command goes to whatever it's referring to. But that is not needed anyway. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna get rid of the checkbox approach, and the reason I was doing that is that I wanted a way so that most the functionality of my website would work without JavaScript involved. But that is not needed with a React application. That is not possible with a React application. You're gonna have to have JavaScript enabled to actually properly or actually render the content of the website on the window of your browser. So I'm just gonna change that. It's not gonna take me a lot to be honest. Maybe a lot of work on the CSS file, really, but that's about it. What else do I want to do? I changed a little bit in the styling that I was using. So I was always using box sizing. The box sizing I was using was like content sizing. Now I'm using border sizing, so that when I add paddings and when I add borders and such and all of these weird things, the size does not get affected and then things look weird. Um, and I actually didn't know about that. I was seeing it in every video, and I always ignore it. I'm like, what is box sizing? I'm just gonna ignore it for now. And I actually used it in another project. I was like, oh, that is brilliant. I should have done that a long time ago. So now I know that, so things will look way more accurate. What else? Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Most of the time was gone just on reading the code. So, but now I have a rough idea of where I am, and what is next going to be is that actually have the drag and drop functionality fully work. So now it works in the sense that the data does get updated, but I cannot show the data on like the drop zone area. Uh, and that is because like it's almost impossible to do that normally with React the way I did it with just plain HTML and JavaScript. So there's a plugin for that actually. There's a drag and drop, React drag and drop, I believe, plugin. Not plugin, package that you can import into your project, and you can use that to actually have the drag and drop functionality work as expected. So that's what I'm going to be using. Because you can actually have the data updated, but you cannot read it because the function for reading the content of that data just I'm not sure why it's a promise, and it seems like it doesn't like the like normal JavaScript promises within the like React DOM thing. So maybe that's why. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. Later on, after we do, because after this one we're gonna start some backend stuff. Later on after this one, we're gonna go back to front end because I want to make the ability to drag and drop um, some elements, some DOM elements around, so that you can drag like an item in a list and place it above another item or below another item, something like that. Like change the order of a list. The reason I want to do that is that I actually had this functionality in the main idea of for this project. I'm not sure if the video is still up that shows that idea. So, but basically, you would have a list of user groups, and you can change the priority or like the let's say level of privilege each priority would have based on the order that they have, and the order would be reflected in a number or something. So I want it so that you can just change the order by literally dragging and dropping DOM elements and changing their order, and that's how you make like you give a certain user group higher priority than other user groups, instead of like, oh, let me change the number manually. It was like, no, you can drag it and the numbers will update automatically by themselves. So yeah, that would be cool. That's something I want to work on. Maybe I can also make it have some animations, which is that is always welcomed in my projects. But yeah, that's it for now. I'm sorry that there wasn't a lot of exciting stuff to report. Next week, hopefully, there's gonna be some. I don't have a lot of time like to work on the project. I can't work on it every day. I can work on it only 2 days in a week, so I'm gonna be a little bit slower this time. But um, some progress is better than no progress. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this one. I'll see you on the next one, and have a good one. See ya.